Welcome to this YouTube channel. In this video we are going to talk about top 10 animals with the biggest horns. Before starting this video, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. First things first, you will not find the noble moose on this list. It's not because the moose isn't a majestic animal with equally majestic head protuberances, it's because the moose has antlers, not horns. Antlers are made of dead bone, and are shed and regrown again every year. Horns, on the other hand, are live extensions of the skull and stay with the animal for life. Deer and relatives of the deer, like the moose, have antlers. Goat and antelope and relatives of the cow have horns. We are aware that this seems like an unnecessarily strict and nerdy distinction, and that the difference between antlers and horns may not make for good party conversation at every party. Our thought is you should only go to parties where the difference between antlers and horns makes for good party conversation. Now onto the horns. Oh man, these are good horns. Number 10. Markhor. The markhor, according to A.R. Kiva, lives in the mountains of Central Asia, adeptly climbing craggy rocks with the grace of North America's own mountain goat. It's extremely endangered, with an estimated 2,500 left in the wild, in part due to hunting for its absurdly spectacular corkscrewed horns, which can grow to more than 5 feet long. The markhor is the national animal of Pakistan, where it is also known as the screwhorn or screwhorn goat. The coat is of a grizzled light brown to black color and is smooth and short in summer while growing longer and thicker in winter. The fur of the lower legs is black and white. Both sexes have tightly curled corkscrew-like horns which close together at the head but spread upwards toward the tips. The horns of males can grow up to 160 centimeters, 63 in, long, and up to 25 centimeters, 10 in females. The males have a pungent smell which surpasses that of the domestic goat. Number 9. Saiga. Native to the dusty steppes of Kazakhstan, Russia, and sometimes Uzbekistan, during migrations the saiga is a truly absurd-looking and delightful antelope. Its fleshy shotgun-like nose is used to filter out dust in its habitat, and also, we think, to warm cold winter air before it makes its way to the animal's lungs. Its spiraled horns are a light dusky pink with the luster of jade. It's also incredibly endangered. Read this for more about the plight of the noble floppy-nosed saiga. Only males possess horns. These horns, thick and slightly translucent, are wax-colored and show 12 to 20 pronounced rings with a base diameter of 25 to 33 millimeters, 1 to 1/5/16 in. The horns of the Russian saiga measure 28 to 38 centimeters, 11 to 15 in length. The horns of the Mongolian saiga, however, reach a maximum length of 22 centimeters, 8 and 11/16 in. Number 8. Nubian ibex. The Nubian ibex, Capra nubiana, is a desert-dwelling goat species found in mountainous areas of northern and northeast Africa and the Middle East. The Nubian ibex's gigantic backward curling horns are even more impressive when you consider that the ibex uses them to smash into male competitors. While on top of scary mountains in North Africa and Arabia, there are a few different types of ibex, and nobody's quite sure whether they're the same species or not. So please, alpine ibex fans, don't be upset that the Nubian variety is up here. Instead, Nubian ibexes have long, thin horns that extend up and then backwards and down. In males these reach around 1 meter in length, while in females they are much smaller, around 30 centimeters. Number 7. Baral. According to reputable sources, the Baralis, also known as the Himalayan blue sheep, due to a bluish tint to its fur. In the interest of journalism, we spent quite a while looking at pictures of Barals online and are sad to say that this sheep is not really colored blue. But it does have very good horns. Sheep horns tend to be wider and smoother than narrow knobbly goat horns, and the Baral is in possession of some excellently wide and smooth horns. Males are slightly larger than females. The short dense coat is slate gray in color, sometimes with a bluish sheen. The underparts and backs of the legs are white, while the chest and fronts of the legs are black. Separating the gray back and white belly is a charcoal-colored stripe. The ears are small and the bridge of the nose is dark. The horns are found in both sexes, and are ridged on the upper surface. In males they grow upwards, then turn sideways, and curve backward, looking somewhat like an upside-down mustache. They may grow to a length of 80 centimeters, 31 in females. The horns are much shorter and straighter, growing up to 20 centimeters, 7.9 in, long. Number 6. Addax. The addax is also known as the screwhorn antelope, which is a perfect name. It's an antelope, you see, and it has horns, and the horns have swirling teeth like a screw. Good work, whoever named this animal. Addax is a cool name too, though. It's basically extinct from its native Sahara, but weirdly survives well in captivity. So it's a common sight in zoos. The Addax nasomaculatus, also known as the white antelope and the screwhorn antelope, is an antelope of the genus Addax that lives in the Sahara Desert. It was first described scientifically by Henry de Blainville in 1816. As suggested by its alternative name, this pale antelope has long, twisted horns typically 55 to 80 centimeters, 22 to 31 in females, and 70 to 85 centimeters, 28 to 33 in males stand from 105 to 115 centimeters, 41 to 45 at the shoulder, with females at 95 to 110 centimeters, 37 to 43 in. Number 5. Mouflon. The mouflon is thought to be the ancestor of our modern very familiar domestic sheep. Sometime during the domestication process, the mouflon lost its absolutely stupendous horns, great tough curving loops that make you wonder why sheep could ever have meek connotations. Mouflon have reddish to dark brown short-haired coats, with dark back stripes and black ventral areas and light-colored saddle patches. The males are horned, some females are horned, while others are polled. The horns of mature rams are curved in almost one full revolution, up to 85 centimeters. Mouflon have shoulder heights of around 0.9 meters and body weights of 50 kilograms, males, and 35 kilograms, females. Number 4. Blackbuck. Voted most likely to be a pirate judging by its name bias, the blackbuck roams and leaps the wilds of India due to its excellent horns and cool reverse raccoon patterning. It was a favorite hunting target for the very rich until somebody realized there were almost none of them left. Part of its protection came about because an Indian film star was caught shooting a couple of them after they'd been put on the endangered species list. The blackbuck, Antilope cervicapra, also known as the Indian antelope, is an antelope native to India, Nepal and Pakistan. It inhabits grassy plains and lightly forested areas with perennial water sources. It stands up to 74 to 84 centimeters, 29 to 33 in high at the shoulder. Males weigh 20 to 57 kilograms, 44 to 126 pounds, with an average of 38 kilograms, 84 pounds. Females are lighter, weighing 20 to 33 kilograms, 44 to 73 pounds, or 27 kilograms, 60 pounds. On average, males have 35 to 75 centimeters, 14 to 30 in, long ringed horns, though females may develop horns as well. The white fur on the chin and around the eyes is in sharp contrast with the black stripes on the face. Number 3. Scimitar horned oryx. The scimitar horned oryx is the buffalo of North Africa, formerly widespread, roaming the savanna in huge herds. It was hunted for its horns rather than its meat, though it was eaten, and it disappeared. More interestingly, the oryx is extinct in the wild, only existing now in zoos. It's not a huge animal, but the horns can reach 4 feet long. The scimitar oryx, Oryx dama, also known as the scimitar horned oryx, and the Sahara oryx, is a species of oryx that was once widespread across North Africa. The species went extinct in the wild in 2000, but a group was released into an acclimation enclosure within the Wadi Rim Wadi Arkham Faunal Reserve in 2016, then reintroduced back into the wild. 21 additional animals were placed in the acclimation enclosure in 2017. Number 2. Giant eland. Native to Central Africa, the giant eland is the biggest antelope in the world. It makes this list not for that or for its great skin beard thing, but because its horns have thread variation. The swirls are tighter near its head and straighten out towards the tips. The giant eland is an herbivore, eating grasses, foliage and branches. They usually form small herds consisting of 15 to 25 members, both males and females. Giant elands are not territorial and have large home ranges. They are naturally alert and wary, which makes them difficult to approach and observe. They can run at up to 70 km per hour, 43 miles per hour, and use this speed as a defense against predators. Mating occurs throughout the year but peaks in the wet season. They mostly inhabit broad-leafed savannas, woodlands and glades. Number 1. Jackson's chameleon. Good trick, you were expecting to see another goat or sheep or antelope, weren't you? The Jackson's chameleon, though native to the mountains of East Africa, now be found all over the islands of Hawaii, probably due to the exotic pet trade. The horns on its head are true live bone horns, just like on an addax or markhor or giant eland, and it uses them for the same purpose, thrusting at competing males during breeding season. Jackson's chameleons are sometimes called three-horned chameleons, because males possess 3 brown horns, one on the nose, the rostral horn, and one above each superior orbital ridge above the eyes, preocular horns, somewhat reminiscent of the ceratopsid dinosaur genus Triceratops. The females generally have no horns or instead have traces of the rostral horn in the subspecies TJ, of the rostral horn in the subspecies TJ jacksoni and TJ meru-montanus. What do you think of our list? Which of the animal horns shocked you the most? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.